So there's been a lot of news surrounding some of these rookies, a lot of highly touted rookies that came out of this class, but also a lot of personalities that we've been seeing. So why don't you tell me what are we hearing from Shedeur Sanders, the Browns 4th round or 5th round draft pick? What's he been up to? What's the murmurs over there in Cleveland?
He's got the pedal to the metal, and he's going. He got a Dodge Ram pickup for free from Dodge. In case you didn't know, he got this Dodge Ram pickup while he was in Colorado. Now he's in Cleveland. He gets caught speeding, going 101 in a 60 in this Dodge Ram pickup truck with Colorado plates. Golly.
Hasn't he gotten pulled over twice this month for speeding? I just read back in June. That was early June. Then June 17th, he got pulled over, which was this one. So 91 in a 65, 100 in a 60. Someone has a need for speed, Antonino.
Man, I don't know if it's hormones, testosterone, what's going through his veins right now. But it could be worse. The guy was supposed to be going 25, and he got picked 144 in the draft. So this is almost as bad, going 101 in his 60. Shedeur, what are you thinking?
What about his teammate over there, Travis Hunter, his ex-teammate? He's also been in the headlines recently too, for different reasons, though. We'll say.
The guy just got paid $46 million with 30 guaranteed at signing, the most ever signing bonus guaranteed up front for a non-quarterback.
That's true, yeah. And a big reason why it was taking so long for him to get signed was, I think, in nature to the language around his dual threat ability and that he is going to be playing both positions. So a lot of people were curious, like, what's going on? Why is this taking a little bit longer than what we're typically used to seeing? And it had a lot to do with just the language around him playing both sides of the ball and being this generational type player that hasn't done something like this. So, but we had another player, Antonino, hold on. This is the one I really want to get into. We have another player, rookie, that hasn't yet signed his contract. And it's not for the same reasons Travis Hunter didn't sign, but we have Shemar Stewart, the first round edge rusher that the Bengals selected in this past year's draft. There's an intriguing situation developing over there in Cincinnati amongst this contract dispute. Shemar Stewart skipped the last day of mandatory rookie minicamp on June 12th. And there's a lot of disagreement around the language of his contract. How are you feeling about this, first of all?
Well, as you can see, if you're watching on YouTube, I am in the open ocean, and I am feeling seasick talking about Shemar Stewart. I'm so sick and tired of talking about this guy. All right. First of all, he hasn't even signed a contract, but he's in the locker room talking smack about our team, like openly to the media.
I just decided not to sign those papers.
Do you anticipate signing your contract before Monday to join the team, or you're not sure when that's going to come together?
I would hope so. I would love to be part of the team. I'd be on the sideline just looking at everybody else do work.
Not a good taste in my mouth. Second of all, there's other players that haven't signed yet either. So why are we getting all the attention here, all right? Other players haven't signed too. Come on.
Oh, okay. So here is the reason why, though, Antonino. It's specifically centered around the language of his contract and the Bengals trying to place a clause in that contract that would allow them to void future guaranteed money if Stewart committed any form of violation. This could entail something that happens on the field, like a personal conduct penalty, like leading with the crown of the helmet. Stuff like that happens sometimes, right? It's just the heat of the moment, the nature of the game, but it gives the Bengals an out from giving him those guaranteed monies. So Stewart and his agent are like, no, you're not placing a precedence on us, because this would be a precedence. This has not happened before where a team has tried to negotiate this in a contract. In the NFLPA and the collective bargaining agreement, they already have the money scheduled out. Like, there's no negotiating how much a guy gets paid. So it's just around the language around these guarantees.
So I've heard that his agent is giving him bad guidance to lock his heels in and not give. But other players have signed with similar language. From what I heard, my sources, pick number 16 and 18, the pick before and after the Bengals, they signed the same deal with no problem at all. So I think it's just his agent being stubborn, giving him bad intel, and the guy should play the game and not be worried about guarantees.
No, I don't know where you're getting your sources.
Draft night, he was wearing that chain and he has the grill in. Maybe he's just trying to pay for that stuff and he doesn't want to get hurt and not be able to pay for that.
No, man. Cincinnati is trying to lowball this dude. They're trying to cut him out from his knees and do something that no team has done yet with a rookie contract. And this is where things can get juicy though, man. And this is where I'm like, I want to put this out there for you to just kind of digest. So if the Bengals fail to sign Stewart by August 5th, they can't trade him. So he's going to be stuck with them. Like, so if this gets really ugly in the next month or two and Stewart's like, nah, I'm not going to play with you guys unless you do it. And the Bengals are like, well, we're not going to budge. So they would have to trade him before that deadline. So August 5th, remember that. Then the next deadline to be keep in mind is November 11th. So he isn't eligible to play the season if they can't agree to a contract by November 11th. But in your mind, you're like, he's going to sign by then, right?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Past November 11th, if he doesn't play at all, he can go play for the CFL, the XFL. He could go try to be reinstated in college. So these are some rights that he has, but the Bengals would retain his draft rights if he decided to do that. Now, if they don't sign him, though, to a deal after the season, he can re-enter the draft next year and be selected by any team beside the Bengals. So he has the leverage in this situation. The Bengals have zero leverage.
Whoa. Let me slow you down. If that happens and he goes back to the draft, no one's going to draft this guy. He's a nutcase. His agent's a nutcase. What? And having a whole year off doing nothing, maybe playing in another league. And in that league, he's not going to get paid as much. And he's also risking injury. So he does not have leverage, actually. And I think he needs to sign the dotted line, show up to work, and suck it up because everyone else is doing the same thing. And he's not the only player that hasn't signed yet. There's second rounders, third rounders. Travis Hunter just signed yesterday. So it's June 24th. He's going to get signed. Step away from the edge.
I have a feeling we're going to be revisiting this subject probably in July, probably in August, because the Bengals aren't going to budge. I don't think he's going to budge either. And he does have the leverage here. The Bengals are trying to be sneaky, Antonino, and you don't want to admit to it. You're in delusion, la land over there as a Cincy fan. But what they're doing is shady. They should just give him the guarantees like every other team does and stop trying to beat around the bush and cheapskate this guy out of the money that he deserves as a first-round pick. If they didn't have faith in him, don't draft him in the first round. If you have a problem with the guarantees, just don't draft him in the first. Draft somebody else.
He'll get the money, just not guaranteed. That's it. Bottom line, the guy has to show up to work. All right, what is this? What's going on?